It is officially less than 1 week until Halloween, and I am so excited. Around this time last year, I built a church in Forgotten Hollow, but the interior we made out to be like a bit of a nightclub sort of situation for you Sims to enjoy. This year, I wanted to try and build something just a little bit more traditional. So think like a creepy, eerie church with a spooky graveyard as well. But this year, we're going to be building it in Ravenwood. I found a bunch of reference images online, and I'm going to mash them all together and create something just really spooky. So I think we should just get into it. So here we are in Ravenwood. This is where we're going to be building our spooky church and cemetery. I think this is the perfect lot for it. Not too big, not too small. It is just right. So what I am really tempted to do though, I'm tempted to put the church on a little bit of an, like not an incline, but like a bit of a, oh, that's maybe a little bit too high. I don't know. We'll see how this works. I'm not too confident with terrain manipulation, obviously, as you can probably tell. So yeah, we'll start with that, and then we can try and manipulate it around the lot just a little bit more as we go along. Now I'm going to start out with just a really simple rectangular shape. I think nothing too out of the ordinary. I might keep that height as well. But should we bring it up just a little bit? I think it would be good if we had a little bit more height. So if we do that, and then I'm going to whack on just the main section of the roof as well, just so that we know sort of what we're doing. I might increase the pitch ever so slightly, and I might also widen this as well, because I don't want it to be like when you get inside, I don't want to be overwhelmed by the interior, but equally I don't want there to not be any room at all, you know. So as I was saying, I do have a fair few reference images that I am going to be using throughout this process. So I'm thinking something, oh no, that's completely wrong. Okay, one second. Let's do that, and then let's go up again and give it another bit just on the front there. And then for the top of the roof, I think I'd like to use not two different roof types. I think they're going to be the same roof type. Just being completely transparent here. I might overhang this just ever so slightly. And then we're going to do the same thing again. But this time we're going to make it super tall. Almost like a little spiky sort of situation going on there. Okay, it's already looking like a church. You see? I'm tempted to just try and see if we can maybe like arch this just like a little bit. I don't know, like that. We'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. But that's already looking like a little bit of a church, I would say anyway. Now, what I would like to do here is I'd like to add a couple of bump outs. Nothing too silly, but just something like that. And then what I'd like to do is I'd like to make these quite pointy as well. We might sort of play around with that just a little bit, but it just gives the build a little bit more dimension, I would say. And then I'm going to pull these across like that. And then I'm going to increase the pitch of this roof ever so slightly, just so that they can, obviously they've got enough room sort of under there. Right, then we're going to add some of these bits just on the side at the back as well. And it also gives us a little bit more room inside, which is, I think, quite a good thing. So that is essentially the shape of the church. I'm pretty happy with that. Now I am going to be using quite a few items from, is it the Castle Estate kit? I think this is such an underrated kit, but Castle Estate, here we are. And for something like this, it is so unbelievably perfect. Like it really, really is. But let's do this first, because there are a couple of different options, but there's one that's got like sort of more detailing on the bottom of it, like this one here. I don't know whether we should maybe, oh yeah, we could add it up at the top. Oh, that's good. Yeah, let's do that. So they're already on there, and they're already on there as well. Now the windows that came with this pack are beautiful. They're so beautiful. So we are going to be using these here. Now, in what colour? I think we should go for like this really dark greyish colour. Like, oh, that looks so good. And then let's see here. Of course, we need a suitable base. So let's just go with that one because I think that makes the most sense. I don't think we got any roof patterns with this. Okay, I think we should choose a suitable roof before we go any further. And look, we can even use these from the Life and Death pack. I think maybe that could be sort of fun. Do you know what? I don't mind that. I do not mind that at all. Just adds a bit of something. Obviously, again, we need to change the roof. So we've got this one from Horse Ranch, which I really like. I've always liked this, but is it run down enough? Or do we need to be looking at something like this? This is just from the base game. Oh, that could be okay. To be fair, that could be all right. Now, we've got some trim that I think Businesses and Hobbies that could work quite nicely. What do we think of that? And then, do you know what? Oh, should we pull these in? And then pull them up too? What are we thinking about that? Is that better? And we do need a door. So it's more like there's more like a bit of an archway here in a lot of the pictures that I've been looking at. But I think that may be slightly better. We're also going to have to give the build a little bit of a porch just at the front, which is not really ideal, and I think it hopefully won't take away from it too much. But I think we got some stairs with the Castle Estate kit. Yes, we did. Okay, perfect. So let's add these stairs. Well, we could definitely put the stairs on either side. That maybe makes more sense, to be fair, right? And then we could even add some stairs here, look. So let's add some more windows here. I'm still sticking with like these sort of more, I would say, grimy ones from the kit, because obviously it's like a church, like an older church as well. So we are sticking with these. And I think they look pretty good. Let's take these, and I think we can maybe put some of them there as well. And then we can have the graveyard down here. And obviously we're going to be adding some spooky trees and things like that. I wouldn't mind having a look and adding some of these windows here instead of those like decor pieces. So we could maybe look at adding some like overgrown pieces from, I think these are from vampires. So we could maybe look at starting to add some of these too to the build, just to give it that more sort of unkempt, overgrown look, which I think could be kind of fun. I think we need some more windows and then maybe some like creepy columns as well. Did the Castle Estate kit come with any Oh, it did. It did come with columns. Okay, I think columns would be a good idea. Just for a little bit more detailing. I'm just going to pop these all around the build. Right, we might need to try and fix some of this terrain around here as well, because it's looking a little bit janky, I'm going to be honest. So let's make it smaller, just so it matches just a little bit better. We can always smooth it all out, can't we? We can add some like big rocks and stuff like that. And I'll tell you which rocks are going to come in really handy for this. The ones from Cats and Dogs from the debug menu, I think. Let's have a look. Let's go to, I'm sure they're from debug, or is it live edit? I always get them mixed up. I don't know why. Like we've got this grass. I mean, I'd quite like some more dead looking trees, to be fair. But I do like the way they look. So maybe we could use some of them. Ooh, that could be a good one to add. Which is my tried and trusted and true rock. Oh, it's this one. Oh, it's so perfect. Like, it's great because it's sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? It melts into the terrain paint, whereas a lot of the rocks don't do that, which is very, very, very frustrating. But these just melt into it, so they're sort of perfect for something like this. And then, yeah, because like, can you see that these float, whereas those ones don't? And it's the same with a lot of the rocks from Cats and Dogs, to be fair. So we could even use a variety. We're going to be like putting obviously trees and stuff around as well, but let's size one down and put one here as well. I don't really know why we're sort of encasing it in with rocks. Made sense in my mind, and I think it still does. It definitely adds a little bit more sort of spookiness to the build. But I'm not 100% sure why we're doing it, but oh well. We will see. All is well. Then we can start introducing some landscaping then. And then obviously we'll finish off the windows, start working on the cemetery. I'm pretty happy with this so far. But we definitely need to start adding a little bit of foliage to this build. So we're going to start doing that now. Honestly, Better Build By is such a saving like tool when you're building. You can just copy and paste debug items, which is such a game changer. Like, it's great. These are good too, because these don't really sit too obviously. Like, they don't float either, which is great. Oh, we've got like this dead grass here as well. I think this is just from base game, to be fair, but we can sort of throw some of these around as well. I think these could work rather nicely. For those of you that don't know, Halloween and like autumn is my favorite time of year ever. I love it so much, and I'm so sad. I'm excited that Halloween's around the corner, but I'm also really sad as well because it means that it's going to be over. But then it's Christmas, so that's fun. But then after Christmas is done, it's like, oh, it's all gone. It's all done. It's so sad. Awesome. Do we have any? Yeah, I knew we got some trees. Right. So we've got, I mean, we need to add this. Like, this needs to go somewhere. So tombstones, I know they came with vampires. So let's see. Are they from Live Edit? Oh, look, we've got this. Vlad. Right, okay, let's just pull out a bunch of different ones and then we can start placing them. Obviously, I don't want too many of them to be repeated because that would just look a little bit silly. Right, let's start putting some of these graves down. I don't really think I want to sort of make them look too uniform. I think it'd be good if they were sort of together in some sort of formation, but not like a really obvious one, if that makes sense. Right, so for the interior, I think I'm going to pinch this brick. We're going to use that inside here. I think we also got some flooring with the Castle Estate kit too. So I am going to use that. Where are we? Castle Estate. I'm sure we did. Yeah, we did. Here it is. We're going to use that in here as well. Now, I'm going to, I think, elevate this bit. Now, bear with me here. Just bear with me. I'm going to put it on a little bit of a platform, I think. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not like the best at this stuff. So I'll tell you what, let's add that there, that there. That makes sense, I think. And then we're going to have like the benches here. And then this would be where the coffin is. Very morbid, I know, but I haven't actually built a proper church in The Sims before, so just bear with me. So let's go to life and death, because I'm pretty sure if we go to show all, in theory, I mean, we've got this, but would it not be on more of like would it be on like a bench of some description? Oh, look, there's a podium as well. Oh my goodness. Then we've got this as well. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we do have gravestones with this pack too. So, I mean, we could add some over here, couldn't we? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I would prefer to have that up there, but obviously, gameplay-wise, I'm not really sure how that would work. Okay, so we do have these that I was planning on sort of starting here like that, and then maybe putting a couple more there. Is what I was thinking, but maybe removing them and then like a big sort of chandelier here I think would be good. Now rugs, I'd like a runner rug, but an appropriate runner rug, which I think, you know, I mean, base game came with this one, so we could consider sort of adding them there like that. And then what I was thinking was, from My Wedding Stories, we've got those big sort of like we've got these, for example. These might be nice to have, you know, just like next to each bench like that. But obviously I'm going to have to move them because they are clipping into the benches right now. I've got this, but I don't know actually. If we put that there, does that sort of indicate that there's potentially, would you have that as like a seating plan? I'm not sure. I'm really not. But this is what I was talking about. So we've got these, and I thought these might be nice to have just there, is what I'm thinking. And then that means we can have this in the entrance. because that would maybe make more sense, to be fair. But would you have two? Would you have one on either side? You could have like one filled with stuff and one not filled with stuff. And then I think we need some more of these candles around. Just put them over here because obviously we've got the candles on that other side. I didn't want to make it too complicated on the interior, you know, and I'm trying to think if there would be anything on these walls. I'm really not sure that there would be, but I'm going to have a look just in case there could be something suitable. We could use them. They're a bit castle-y, but I guess that's okay. We could put them on either side there as well. That might be good. Oh, we definitely need to paint the ceiling, that's for sure. Okay, so it'd be like this. Would you have a rug under there? I'm not so sure you would. I'm just feeling it out. I just want to see what it could look like if we did decide to go down that route. I don't hate it. So maybe that could be an option. What do we think? I don't like them. They're a bit too castle-y, aren't they? Maybe you just wouldn't have anything. And then would we want to tie in some more of that red? Or would we want to keep with the white? I think keep with the white. Okay, I think that might be the interior done, to be fair. I didn't want to go too overboard with anything. But I think that could be our spooky graveyard done. I think we need to maybe put some terrain paint down though. Like a little path or something just leading up to the church. Okay. So that would be our creepy church. Oh, and then also we're going to need some like dirt or something. Just like, you know, around here to indicate where each of the graves are. Okay, so I think that's the build pretty much done now. So obviously we've just done the interior of this, so you probably understand what this already looks like, but this is the interior. I wanted to keep it super simple and just very traditional looking, which I think we pretty much got. And then obviously with the exterior, I wanted to keep it quite overgrown. And just a little bit spooky, a little bit creepy, a little bit eerie. It will be available to download from the gallery under my origin ID, which is RachelPedd. Tray files, as always, will be listed in the description box just below. You can get them for free from SimFileShare. But hopefully this is a suitable place for you and your Sims to host any funerals or just come for a bit of a spooky night, however you would like to play this out. But you all take care and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye.